Have you ever had that feeling, that nagging sense that you're capable of so much more, but something's just holding you back? Well, according to the legendary Dr. Wayne Dyer, that something is a disconnect from a universal force he called intention. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what that is and how you can tap into it to totally transform your life.
But let's start with a pretty big question. Is your ego running your life? You know that voice that says, "Am I just my job title, my car, my accomplishments?" Dr. Dyer argued that that voice, the one so obsessed with the outside world, well, that's not your true self. That's your ego talking. So, how do we quiet that voice? How do we win this little inner battle between our ego and our true self? Well, the first step is to really understand who you're up against. And in this case, the opponent is a part of us we've been trained our entire lives to listen to, most of the time without even realizing it.
This really breaks it down perfectly, doesn't it? You've got these two voices inside. The ego is loud, and it screams that you are what you own, that you're separate from everybody else, and your whole worth is based on what you achieve. It's all about competition. But then there's this other voice, the voice of intention. It's quieter, and it whispers a totally different story, that we're all connected, and our real purpose isn't to get more stuff, but to contribute and to grow.
See, when we let the ego take the driver's seat, we basically cut ourselves off from our real power source. We get stuck in a world of anxiety and constantly comparing ourselves to others. Our faith in ourselves just crumbles, and we lose sight of the stuff that actually makes life worth living, Creativity, kindness, inner peace.
All right, so if the ego isn't our true self, then who are we? And what is this more powerful source we've been cut off from? This gets us right to the heart of Dr. Wayne Dyer's work, the true, mind-blowing power of what he called intention.
Now, when most of us hear the word intention, we think of willpower, right? Gritting your teeth and making something happen. But Dr. Dyer saw it as something so much bigger. He described intention as this invisible field of creative energy that flows through literally everything, from a tiny seed to a giant galaxy. And the best part? It's available to every single one of us.
And this right here is a total game changer. It's not about forcing the universe to give you what you want. It's about aligning what you want with the universe. Think about it. It's the difference between trying to swim against a powerful current and just turning around and letting the wave carry you effortlessly to shore. That's the power Dyer is talking about.
Dr. Dyer was a master at making these huge ideas feel really simple and personal. To explain intention, he used this amazing memory from when he was a kid growing up in Detroit. Just picture a young Wayne Dyer riding the old city streetcar with his mom. He remembered seeing these leather straps hanging from the ceiling of the trolley, just a little too high for him to reach as a boy. And right there, in that memory, he found the perfect metaphor for intention. It's this source of unlimited strength, always there, just waiting for us to let go of our ego and our fear, and just reach for it.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do we actually know when we're connected to this invisible energy field? How do we recognize it? Well, Dr. Dyer laid it all out for us. He identified 7 distinct qualities or faces that show us when intention is present, both around us and inside of us.
These 7 faces are basically the telltale signs that you're in alignment. They're the real-world, tangible proof of an invisible, creative force that's always working.
So here they are. Creativity, that spark of new life and new ideas. Kindness, which is like the glue that nurtures and holds everything together. Love, the ultimate healing power. Beauty, that deep appreciation for the world. Expansion, our natural drive to grow and become more. Unlimited abundance, the deep knowing that there's enough for everyone. And finally, receptivity, which is just being open to receive all of this good stuff.
And these aren't just some abstract, feel-good ideas. They're very real. I mean, think about kindness. The last time you did something truly kind for someone, how did you feel? That warmth? That's a real chemical reaction in your brain. And it doesn't just affect you. It affects the person you were kind to, and even anyone who just saw it happen. That's the power of intention, right there in action.
I love his analogy for love, too. It's so simple and so powerful. You don't fight with darkness to get it out of a room, right? You just flip on a light switch. In the same way, you don't fight with anger or fear, you just activate love. And poof, those lower energy feelings just start to dissolve.
Okay, so if this incredible field of intention is all around us, and it shows up as things like kindness and love, then why aren't we all connected to it, all the time?
Well, according to Dr. Dyer, the answer is inside of us.
There are three main roadblocks that get in our way: that little voice in our head, our own personal energy level, and of course, our good old friend, the ego. The common thread here: they all come from within. They are roadblocks we put up ourselves.
So the first obstacle is a big one: our own thoughts. When we're constantly thinking about what we don't have or what we're scared of, we are literally pushing away the very energy we want to attract. To connect with intention, you have to shift your focus to what you want to create. It's as simple as changing from "I don't have enough money" to "I am open and ready to receive abundance."
We've all walked into a room where the vibe just felt off, right? That's low-frequency energy. And you've also been in places that felt alive and exciting. That's high-frequency energy. To connect with intention, we have to work on raising our own personal frequency through stuff like meditation, gratitude, and just being around positive people and places.
So what happens when we start to get over these hurdles? When we start to manage that inner voice and raise our energy? We begin to sync up with intention, and we become what Dr. Dyer called a connector.
You know those people who just seem to have it all figured out? Everything they touch turns to gold? We tend to call them lucky, but Dr. Dyer would say they're connected. These are people who've learned how to live in a state of flow with the universe, and because of that, they just attract amazing opportunities like a magnet. So how do you become a connector? Well, you start by changing your language, going from "I hope this works out" to "I know this will work out." It means not getting dragged into pointless fights and making gratitude a daily habit. It's about trusting that your body can heal itself and getting your confidence from that deep connection to the universe, not from your ego.
And here's the really beautiful part. When you become a connector, you become a source of light for others. Your presence alone starts to radiate peace and positivity, lifting up everyone you meet. You don't have to try to change the world. You just do, by being your true connected self.
And this is the ultimate promise in all of Dr. Dyer's work. When you plug into this infinite field of intention, all those limits you thought were holding you back, they just disappear. Your potential really does become limitless.
And that brings us right back to that simple, powerful image of the trolley strap. It's there, right now, hanging just above you, waiting. The only question left is, what happens when you decide to reach for it?